And I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if that works. There we go, share. And can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So there we go. So we have our official opening. Ding, ding, ding. And let's do the four-way test. If you can all unmute and please say it with me. Of the things we say and do, is it the truth?
Is it
The truth.
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all
Fair to all concerned.
Concern.
Will it
Will it
build
build
goodwill and better
goodwill
friendships?
and better
Better
friendships?
friendships.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All
Be
concerned.
beneficial to all concerned.
Perfect.
bad.
Thank you. Very well done. All right. Let me see if we have visitors and guests. Of course, we have our speaker, which we will introduce in a little bit. And other than that, I do not think I see any other guests or visiting Rotarians. And if there are, please pipe up and say so. All right. Then let's see. Let's move on to some announcements. I don't have a lot of announcements, and I have to say I'm sorry because that was due to some poor time management on my side. But I do have an update on our TreeCli account, and we have planted 26 trees so far. So we're doing very good. That's up by 5 trees from last week. So we've been walking very well, and I'm hoping we can keep it up and plant even more trees. Are there any other people who would like to announce something at this point, Rotary related to our club? I'm not hearing anything, so I think that's a no. So then we're going to move on to hashtag I fix the planet. So please tell me, how did you fix the planet this week? Jula.
I planted a double foxtail palm. One will represent my husband, the other myself. So got a new tree in the yard.
That's beautiful. I can't wait to see some pictures of it.
You will.
Thank you. All right. Any other people who fix the planet? Oh, yeah, Jen.
I might have. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week, but I planted some peanut grass, and that is a low mow lawn substitute. But I'm not sure if it's going to take or not. It's been so hot. I'm a little worried it won't survive. But I'm trying to get to a low mow lawn that doesn't need to be mowed very often.
Yeah, does sound ideal. All right, so fingers crossed that it catches.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if this counts, and I'm not sure what good it will do, but in the Netherlands, we now have like a plastic tax that we have to pay on single-use plastics. So I ordered in some sushi yesterday for my birthday, and I had to pay, I think, an additional €4 for all the single-use plastic that it was wrapped in. So I paid my dues. Hopefully that money will go to a good place where it will help reduce plastic waste. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for that.
I fixed
Mike?
the plant a little bit.
Yeah.
Behind our new house was a woods. And within 3 days of moving in on July the 1st, the school behind us started a construction project where they took out a whole bunch of trees behind our house to create a path, build a path for students. We were just shocked. So we have purchased some Leland cypress, which will grow fast. I hope we live long enough to see them get high enough to fill in the big gap we now have and block out the afternoon sun, which I guess is not a problem in the winter here.
No, I think some afternoon sun in the winter is pretty nice, actually. But well done.
Right now. I had to change rooms because of the noise.
Ah, okay. All right. Any other people who fixed the planet this week? Any small act is good.
I don't know if this is fixing the planet or not, but I drove to do the recycling. I probably used more carbon delivering it, driving to the recycling place than I did. But there we are.
There you go. A small step. It's good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So with that, we're going to move on to our Sergeant at Arms.
All right. Well, first up if you are not wearing a Rotary Club pin, you need to pay $1. And hopefully everyone has their
I'm
pin
wearing
on.
one.
Yay!
Yay.
And second fine is if you have not done anything and spoken up about fixing the planet in one of the last two meetings, then you owe a fine. This is an encouragement to not only speak up, but an encouragement to get out and fix the planet and do good for our club.
That's a good one, Jen.
Thank you. All right, now moving on. Do we have any anniversaries or birthdays?
I had my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday! Yay, Denise!
Thank you.
I hope it was fantastic. I remember putting something on Facebook and I was like, wait a minute, am I late or early for the birthday?
No, actually, the Americans were right on time. They were there at midnight. They were the first to congratulate me on my birthday.
Yay.
So
That's fantastic.
great. Yeah. No, I had
That's
a great day. So I will donate my share, my birthday dollars as well. And it was a wonderful day. I got lots of Harry Potter stuff, so I'm happy.
Ooh. Oh, that's always fun.
Mhm.
Awesome. Any other birthdays or anniversaries? No? All right. Well, let's move on to sad dollars. Does anyone have any sad dollars?
I think Mike has
Ooh.
one.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike has one
Yes.
because he just told us about it.
Well, yes, U.S. women then unceremoniously were eliminated from the World Cup, and we couldn't beat Amsterdam. We couldn't score in Portugal. We couldn't score on Sweden. So you go home. But it's a great tournament. Jamaica just lost this morning. It was great to see some of these other teams. Morocco made it to the next round. That was really cool. The women's game worldwide, this is more of a happy dollar, is just going great.
That's sad that they lost, but you made lemonade out of lemons there. So nice job. Well done. Does anyone else have any sad dollars? No? All right. Let's move on to happy dollars. Anyone have any happy dollars? I do.
I do.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
There are multiple.
Oh, okay. Me?
Yes.
I'm using my iPad for the first time, so I have it on video, but I don't know if you see me or half of me or if I'm upside down because I can't seem to access it.
I
But
saw
I
you.
have,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw you, but I don't see you now.
yeah, see, I got to figure this iPad out. I have
I
a
do see you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Emily Emily will be having her schedule changed. I think it happens in about 2 weeks where she'll now have Mondays and Tuesdays off. So she'll be able to start joining the meetings again. So yay, she's excited about that. And then Neil and I, we're going to be heading up to Jacksonville because on Saturday we're attending RLI there and we will be finishing up our third session.
That's
So that's
great.
it for me.
Great.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Those are two very happy dollars. So well done. Well done. And I didn't see who raised their hand first, if it was Michael or Jula.
Not me.
I think Jula.
Okay, Jula, go ahead.
All right, I get it. So I have two happy dollars. One to have Elaine here. Elaine is actually a good friend of mine, and I appreciate her coming today to speak to us on membership. And the second big announcement from Rotary today, we have a new RIPEN. So Rotary loves its acronyms, and a RIPEN is a Rotary International President-elect nominee. And his name is Mario Cesar Martins. He is from Sao Paulo in Brazil. So he will follow Stephanie Archek. So
That's fantastic. Love it.
Nice. Good news.
All right. Yeah, very good news. Michael, can you top that one?
No,
Coach Ken.
he's speechless. We are so happy. We have moved to west of Seattle in the Pacific Northwest, where we are now able to have Sunday dinners with our daughter's family and her 3 boys, see their soccer games, I drive the 15-year-old to work 4 days a week, not this morning. And I drive them to school in the fall and the spring, all three of them. And I pick them up at 7:40 a.m. Anyway, it's a joy to be here and get the benefits of having family around. So we are really fortunate.
It's a blessing, isn't it? Getting to spend just those, there's so much quality time in those little moments that you get to spend with family and loved ones. So that's wonderful. I'm glad you're near family. I wish I were a little bit closer, but I'm only an hour away. So
That's
still
pretty
get to see them.
close.
Yep.
Hey, Mike,
All
how close is Auburn, Washington to you?
I've heard of it, but I don't know where it is.
That's where Jen and Bill Van Englenberg, our members, live.
I used to live near Auburn. It's kind of south, let's see, south, can't remember if it's due south of Seattle. But
Yeah, we're in the Northwest. We're west of
Okay.
Seattle, across Puget Sound.
Yeah, just thought it would be cool if you were in the same area.
I'm almost as close to Victoria, Canada, as I am to Seattle.
Oh, okay. Yep.
yeah, Auburn's near Puyallup, where they have all the beautiful tulips. I would say probably the best tulip display in the US.
Oh, that's
which is pretty
Skagit.
cool.
That's Skagit Valley. I
Skagit
think.
has it as well. Okay, because Puyallup does too. So I haven't
I
been
didn't
to
know that.
Skagit. Yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, that wraps up our Sergeant at Arms, and I'm gonna toss it back to you, Prez.
All right, thank you so much. I do see a message from Dave Andrews in the chat. I think also regarding our sad and happy dollars. He says, I'm under the weather with COVID and hard to speak. My wife is also in rehab facility with a sore pinched nerve in her back. Been there 2 weeks now, but slowly getting better. So good luck to you, Dave, and your wife, because it sounds horrible, but I'm happy that she's slowly getting better.
I am too. And sorry I missed that. I have my laptop in front of the lower part of my monitor, so I missed the chat. So thank you, Denise.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Hope you and your wife feel better.
Yeah, I can barely talk, so, but thank you.
Oh, that's got to be a blessing for your wife.
Well, she's not at home right now.
Well, get well soon, Dave.
Get well, David.
All right. So with that, I'm going to move on to our speaker, which is Elaine Jones. And today is a membership. Oh, sorry, that was too fast. Membership and New Club Development Month. So this should fit the topic properly. And I'd like to turn over to Jula for her to introduce her.
Thank you, President Denise. Elaine Jones has been a Rotarian for 14 years. In 2009, along with an assistant governor in her area, Elaine was instrumental in chartering the new club called Vero Beach Oceanside Club. Although there were already 5 clubs in the Vero Beach area, there were no evening clubs, and the Sunset or Cocktail Club was a new and beginning and proving to be a very popular and successful nationwide with young professionals and many retirees. After a lot of planning and recruiting, her club was officially chartered on March 27, 2009, with 22 members. Through the years, Elaine has held most club positions, including 2 consecutive years as president and 4 years as assistant governor, along with assisting our district leaders with membership and planning the district conferences. In 2023, Elaine became District 6930 membership chair. She now has the challenge of growing and retaining our members with new opportunities and ideas, engagement, service to the community, supporting the foundation, but all while having fun and gaining friendships. I would like to introduce our guest speaker today, Elaine Jane Jones, who is a personal friend of mine and a sweet person. You'll love her. All yours, Elaine.
And
Well,
she
thank
looks
you
like
very
her picture.
much. Well,
I
the
agree.
the picture is a little bit younger than I am now. So that's all I had. So you got it. But of course, August is the membership month, and membership, of course, is the #1 goal. And it has been since 2015. I think it's been longer than that, because in 2009, when we started this club, that's what it was, membership. But without the members, of course, we can't do our service projects and other things that we do. And your club is very unique because you're an online globally club. So it's, I'm trying to convert from the standard clubs to your club. But we have a map program that tells you your 5-year history and your attrition and your attraction and how many members. However, it's not updated. So I did not want to give you false information, but your club has 25 members and it has terminated 18 members in the past couple of years. So first, I'm going to ask some of you to tell me, how do you recruit your members? And then I can probably try to give you some suggestions. So, like 30 seconds or so, can any of you tell me in your country, how do you recruit members?
Elaine, I can start if you like.
Okay.
And first, if you can tell us what MAP is.
Oh, MAP is a membership action plan. And that's what they're giving to all of the clubs to make a plan and stick to it and get and enforce it.
Thank you. So one of the ways I recruit members is I go back to our prior youth exchange students, a few of which are members of our club now. I also, every time I travel, which in the past few years has been often, I bring business cards that have my Rotary Club name on them. I tell people about Rotary and I ask them to email me so they can hop on if they want to join us for one of our club meetings.
Mm-hmm.
In the hopes that they can eventually become a member.
Anybody else that want to say?
For me personally, when I meet with my friends or I meet some interesting people, I do not have business cards with any logo on it. I don't even have business cards to begin with, but I do tell people about Rotary and about our club, and that we're very inclusive and everybody's welcome to join for meetings. I'm always hoping that they will join me one day, but unfortunately it hasn't happened yet. So it's yeah.
Well, Denise, you did bring Martine in.
Oh, I did bring Martine in. Yeah. So unfortunately she had work conflicts, so she couldn't join anymore. But yeah, I did bring her in. Yeah. And she was very happy to be here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can reach out, to your business consultants, your civic leaders, your, professional nonprofit people, maybe public relations professionals, and maybe school administrators. And I found that networking is the number one way. I brought in 9, and a lot of them I've given away to other people that needed a check mark next to their name. But when you go to the networking and you're introduced to people and you can listen to them and you get a perspective of, what do they do? And you can just say, has anybody told you about Rotary? And of course, you're going to have on your Rotary pin, hopefully. And they'll say, no, nobody's asked me. And then that leads to a conversation where you can, lead to an invitation. That's been the most successful of mine. And a lot of times you'll meet somebody, say they're saying, oh yeah, I'm in a quilt club. Well, okay, now you've got how many members in your quilt club? I've got 9. This one particular club, they did quilting for children in the hospital and made these little quilts. And I'm thinking, what a great Rotary project that would be for one of our areas of focus. And you could probably, do the same with your eco-friendly type area of focus. Try to find out, what do they do in their life to save the planet, so you say, or the lagoon, that's also environment, or some of the waterways. But it's important to have social media for one. That's a big one. And I don't know how much social media you do, but if people out there don't know you exist, then they can't contact you. But there's Facebook and there's news articles, and I know you do a lot of nice things, and people need to know that you're doing these things. So also, I looked at your Facebook, and no, not your Facebook. I looked at your website, and it's beautiful, beautiful pictures that you have on there from the different countries. And but I think that there's opportunities that you're missing. There's not a real clear picture, a picture of what you do. What is your club about? And when you click on it, it doesn't say anything about what your club is about. And also in the very center, it says no stories at this time. It can be an old story, just not a blank space. And then, there's a place where you could maybe entice people to join your club. I don't see that on there. And perhaps your newsletter, you have a beautiful newsletter that Dula sent me, and that should be on there so that when people click on your website, wherever you are, they will know that your club exists and, maybe be interested.
Those are definitely some good points. And I do have to say that the website was created and never updated. So we mostly do our communicating on Facebook. So that's where we try to add, I think, about 4 or 5 posts per month at least, and also we keep our speakers updated and try to entice people to click on the links saying I'm going or liking, so that it gets spread more. But I do really like the points that you're raising about our website, because to be honest, I completely forgot we had one. We have to update it, and it's a very good point that we can link our newsletter to the website as well, so people can actually click on it. Yeah, so thank you for that.
Yes, it is time consuming because I do ours, and there's a lot to put in there, and you got to find the time to put them in there and make sure that all the wording is right. But it's very important. I think a lot of people do look at the website that we don't even realize. So online, how do you retain your members? And I was wondering, do you ever do breakout sessions? And so people, all of you, I think you've got 25 members, can get to know each other just in your little, like, say 4 or 5 different breakout rooms, get to know one another a little bit more and what they do. And I think that would help, to bring more members to your, to stay engaged and stay in your club. But they have online surveys where you can customize them. Now we have them in our database where, it's already made for you and you can just choose what you want to do. But you can send that out to people and what do they think? What is their interest? What can we do differently to make more members stay? And I think there's Survey Monkey, there's Google Meets, or Sheets, I think it is. And then there's a Rojo survey, and, you can just Google it and do that. You want to know what people are thinking about your club, your own members. What can we do differently to make it interesting? What can we do to do more projects? Because I've heard a few of your projects, but how about if you look around your community where you are and maybe find out what the needs are, and maybe that would get something going right there. And then the people that can help you with that project, maybe they would like to join your club. Schools administrators, that's another one where you could get the parents involved and maybe even have a satellite off of you with the younger folks. I think that would, be wonderful to do. It's hard, but I think it's workable. But
I do like the points that you're raising, especially saying let's look at it like in a local level and see what needs there are.
right.
That's also something that I well, as president of this year, that I wanted to sort of focus on a bit more, because I think our problem is that we are an international club. That's what we are from all over the world, and we want to do international projects, but we are a little bit lost in how are we going to do that, and how are we going to generate enough how do you say it, people that know who we are. So that's why I figured for this year I wanted to take it back a little bit and look more locally, like you said, and see what the needs are, and see if we can generate some, how do you say it? I cannot find the right words in English, but that people will get to know us, and the people will know our name, and the people
Sure.
will, want to join or visit our meetings, and that will help us to generate more. I'm struggling. Right
Buzz,
now.
is that the
Yeah,
word you're looking
Yeah,
for?
that's the
Buzz.
word. That's the word. Perfect. Yeah.
If you're doing all these wonderful projects and things and nobody knows about it, you're only doing it for yourselves.
Yeah.
You've got to get it out there. Let the community know that you exist. And if each one of you are from a different country, it's just you, where's your friends? Where's your contacts? Let them know, and, bring them to a meeting. And if it's not for them, you've tried. So it's just an idea, but I just think Rotary is the best organization in the world, and you've always got a friend no matter where you go. So I think more people should know about your club.
Elaine, as a side note, I'm looking at our terminated members because that sounded like a high number, 18,
Mhm.
because I know we haven't lost that many. So this information is definitely not correct. So like the first one on there is Sam Bourgeois. He's our president-elect.
Right. Did he
The
quit
next-
and come back?
No,
No.
no.
No?
And the next two are Roy Cloudsdale, who's on this call. He's been a member. He's never left and come back. So I count 9 on that list that should not be on that list. So we've
I
actually
wonder-
only lost 9.
I wonder if they had duplicate IDs and
Well,
then they were
some-
terminated because there was.
Yeah,
a
some of them
duplicate.
say duplicate, but it's just, I don't know if we can permanently delete the selected member. So I don't really want to do that because I don't know if that's going to delete them off our
Right,
active,
yeah.
but yeah, 9 of the
Um,
18 are either a duplicate or they're active.
Well, then we
I
need
And
to.
can
Jula,
I can assure you I'm here.
Jula, that happened with Neil when he was president over at Rockledge. And he's going to show me what to do, because there's a place
All
you've
right,
got to
there.
click between DAC DB
Yep.
and
It's
Rotary
all right.
International.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense.
As soon as I get the list from Rotary International that they download to us, it's probably going to update in another week or two. And
Okay.
then we can see the real picture.
Okay.
One thing I've noticed is that, like, I've posted on social media, like inviting people to join, and also on like LinkedIn for professional networks, but maybe it's something that we do on a monthly basis or something like that, if we have any kind of social presence to remind people of what we're doing. And we do have 2 Facebook pages. I need to follow up with Sam on one of them. But we do have pretty active posts to one that has fewer members. And I think maybe if we share some of those stories on our Facebook group or something like that, it might help create that buzz Denise is talking about with our friends and colleagues.
Sure.
And maybe that's an idea for Sergeant at Arms for next week, Denise. If you
Yeah.
haven't posted to social media.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Something like
Share
that.
your story, because it's easy,
Yeah.
you just go to our Rotary page and you click that link, share to your page. And so
Mhm.
you can share it for everybody. I have to say I'm guilty as well. I've not done it before. So that should be a good step for me as well.
Yeah.
I've done
always
it, but
be-
yeah, it's been a
Go ahead.
while. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, just be on the lookout, always have the ask. And look at people and think, gosh, they'd be a good Rotarian. And just ask them, that's important.
That's good. So, because I'm thinking, because Eilish in our group, she is sort of our chair member of new members, our chair of new members. So let's see, because she did write something in the chat. For our Zoom and other social networking pages to have our background as our club logo with the name, which will constantly appear as our background. I'm going to a large online meeting and should do that. If I can help find a great Rotarian to help me with that, please. All right. So anybody who knows how to do that, please reach out to Eilish. And Eilish, do you have anything to add? Are you able to speak? And if so, do you have anything to add for how can we get new members?
Hello, how are you, Elaine? It's nice to see you again. I don't know you. You probably don't remember me, but that's okay. I'm eminently forgettable. I have this tremendous interest in gaining membership, and I think that although I work from home, so I don't see too many people in that sense, but I do see them online and I see them on LinkedIn, and I do mention it from time to time to people on LinkedIn. And I actually believe that LinkedIn is a potential, is an unused source and resource that people can use, as opposed to Facebook. Facebook would tend to be a little, somewhat more trivial, and people tend to post all sorts of nonsense on it. But LinkedIn by and large tends to contain itself to business issues. Well, I take the view that Rotary is business. We're all in businesses, or we all had been in business, and business was our means of coming together. And I just see LinkedIn as a very good way to, and I do from time to time contact people, and I think that a good way when someone asks you to join them on LinkedIn, people just accept generally. But what I do is I send them back. If someone asks me to join them, I don't accept everyone, because if they're not necessarily in my line of business, or I don't know who they are, well then even after doing some research on them, well then I don't accept them. But for those that I do, and I know who they are, I will send them a little private note, a little private thank you note on private message. And I have a little 2-sentence thing that I say to them about my Rotary, about the eco-friendly Rotary Club, and just leave it at that. And then if they're interested, they want to know more, they'll come back to you. Some do, some don't. But I think that, Julia, I love what you have in your background. I can see the tiny little window, and I need to do that, but I need someone to help me to do that. So I just think that we can, anyone you meet anywhere, size them up, see try to find out something about them, because if we're interested in them, then, or show an interest in them individually and personally, it goes a long way, because we are interested in them individually and personally. Sorry,
Yes.
that was a bit long-winded.
No, that's good.
I'm Irish, we're all long-winded, sorry.
That's
Well
very good. Now,
spoken.
I also think that wearing your pin or your Rotary shirt, wear it as much as you can. It doesn't have to be a project you're on. You can wear it to the grocery store. You can wear it to events. And I actually got a member from the grocery store. We were both looking at soup, and it created a conversation. He says, tell me about Rotary, because I had my Rotary shirt on, and that sparked it. Next thing I know, there he was at my meeting, and he actually joined. And I've had several things like that just from wearing my shirt. And I have a little necklace that I had made in Guatemala on a service project that we did out there, and I wear this constantly, and it also creates conversation.
I have one that I wear when I'm not at Rotary or Rotary events that says, ask me about Rotary.
Mhm.
Elaine,
Yes,
what is the home club?
I can't hear you.
What is the home club?
Vero
What is-
Beach Oceanside.
Oh, yes, I couldn't, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, your volume's real low, Mike.
I'm sorry.
I think if you're on a laptop, Michael, it could be that your laptop, like maybe your pants are touching the microphone or something, or your phone. Not sure, maybe.
So, how many
Michael,
members?
we have right now 26, We were up to,
How many African Americans do you have?
we had 2, one of them just recently passed away.
I was in the Indialantic Club with many others here. Well, no, nobody in this call. Well, Jula, and I was there 40 years, and we just had the darnest time recruiting and keeping African Americans. And I mean, I know our club, the members in this group, all interested in diversity, and some people in the Indialantic Club were interested in diversity, and it's just been so difficult. And we look like such a lily white group. And to me, it's one of the biggest shortcomings of the Indialantic Rotary Club, but even this club here, we have a lot of diversity.
Absolutely. Diversity is not always color.
Absolutely. But it'd be nice to have some racial diversity, and it's just so tough.
You know, we got 7 of them, and from the healthcare, Treasure Coast Community Health, and they were pharmacists, they were, you know, different nurses, they were, you know, teachers of the organization, and that's how we got those. And they were race related. But Michael, you were talking about the school that came in to make that path back there. How about talking to that school supervisor that was out there and see if you can't make a project, not a project, but tell them about Rotary and how that could help the younger folks. You know, it's a start. It could be a Rotary or Interact club off of yours.
Of course, this is my club. There is a club here that meets at 7 a.m. It's not for me.
The 9 a.m. is better then.
9 a.m. is a lot better. But yeah, that's something to think about then. I recently posted on our site an adjoining club on Bainbridge Island had a big sale they have each year. And I posted on our club site that they raised $100,000. I was so off. They raised $800,000.
Wow.
Community projects. It's tremendous yard sale. And it's just something they've done for a while, then they're into it. But anyway, it's a real visual part of the community. People know about it. And there are things where in the town I live now, in Polsbo, there are Rotary benches and there are some other Rotary Park and things like that. So there's a visibility, but you know, we're unique in this club because we can be all across Europe and the U.S. and certainly in Florida.
Well, certainly share all your projects with each other, and you can all post where you are so that they know you. And like Denise was saying, you do need a logo, and make that so that they know that's you when they pull it up. So that's great.
We have a logo. It's on my background.
Yeah, it's the footprint of leaves.
Okay. So now you can put little name badges for everybody.
Jen has a good point in the chat. She says, I have an idea. What if we had something written in each newsletter that people could copy and paste into their social media, telling them about the upcoming speaker with a link to join? So you want to add to that, Jen?
Yeah, I made it a little bit confusing in my first post. I'm like, let me try and clarify that. But yeah, you mentioned it exactly right. Like, if I know the newsletters come out, you know, sometimes the night before or something like that, but maybe we have something in there that is just a blurb that says, hey friends, I'm part of a Rotary, eco-friendly Rotary club. Tomorrow our guest speaker is going to be so-and-so, and they're going to talk about such and such. You're welcome to join me. Here's a link to join, and hope to see you there. Something like that.
It's about the same if we have our Facebook page, which has the events. Correct. I think if you can you can just share, like click share
that.
on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Exactly
but
right.
I do like that idea because it might generate more people clicking on the link, at least to see what they're talking about. 'Cause
Yeah.
especially like last week, we also like you're very interesting as well, Elaine. But last week we had this beautiful subject about magic water, which I think deserved so much more people listening to her. She was from Kenya as well, and she had this beautiful project that she set up. And I was like, well, like, wow, it's such a shame that, I mean, I was happy with everybody that was there, but I think we could have generated a lot more buzz about it, you know, and got more speakers.
Yeah.
Or not
Yeah.
speakers, more visitors.
Yeah. And I actually, after she spoke, I did some research. She did a TED Talk, which was really cool. I didn't know she did a TED Talk. And I reached out to a company that I used to work with that does air purification and solvent recovery to see if they might be willing to partner up with her. They did not reply, but you know, it's the CEO and CIO that I reached out to. But that doesn't mean they're not going to reach out to her directly, because I did include her information, but I had her TED Talk and other things in there. And I think if we're willing to go out on a limb and reach out to leaders of companies, then why wouldn't we be willing to reach out to our friends and peers and family members to tell them about some of the good things we're doing?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Jen, bringing that into membership, that's a perfect way for someone like her to join our club.
Yes.
We were helping her, right, Elaine? I mean, would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have some other members that I haven't heard of today. For example, Roger, do you have any ideas for new members? How did you do it in your old club? I'm not sure if you're able to talk.
Yeah, hang on just a second. I'll put you on video too.
That's okay. I put you on the spot there. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I just had to get my fingers away. Well, actually, in the old club, what we attempted to do several times was to advertise through Facebook when we had speakers and when we had events, to see if advertising really helped, and it really didn't help. And one of the key reasons it didn't was because the SEO, the search engine terms, weren't really out there well enough, so that if people were looking for an event or activity that met these criteria, they would easily be able to find us. So we slowly built up to maybe, I don't know, 400, maybe 500 people that followed us on Facebook. It took a little bit of time to get there, but we did do that. And that's one of the key things I think we need to take a look at again, is those search engine optimization terms for our website, for Facebook, because as a virtual club, that's how people are going to find us. Another thing that we did is we attempted to target in on age brackets, because the people that we bring in, the interested people my age are going to be entirely different than the people your age today. So we need to kind of figure out maybe a target range that we're looking at, because the way you market to them is different as well. So we attempted a couple of little different things. And unfortunately, just as the club was really beginning to grow, we had COVID. So now they're kind of starting all over again, and I'm in this club. So yeah, but there's a couple of things we did.
That's good.
And I got to get back to that idea that we started with, of having a theme, some central idea, because this is a marketing event. Membership is marketing, not just Rotary, but the key idea for the younger people in particular, I think. So we need something to let them hang their hat on. It doesn't have to be an idea, it could be 2 or 3, but somewhere for them to go with it mentally.
We need a slogan.
Slogan.
Yeah.
These are the projects, you know, this is kind of the area that we focus on, whatever it is. Someone to know who we're looking for.
Yeah.
I think We Fix the Planet is perfect.
Yeah, I like that one as well. Yeah. Well, we can ask people to, you know, think of a good slogan, and please send it to us, and then we can vote on. Can put out a vote and see what we like. So I'd like to see people come up with a nice slogan. So get your brains cracking. But yeah, thank you for your input, Roger. That's a really good input.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jula, I think it's in September, they're having that International Beach Cleanup. That would be part of your environmental cleanup. And you could get a few of your friends around there to go out to the beach, and you could even set up a tent with some refreshments and entice them to come out. I know
Good
it's
idea.
hot, but You know, just, it's a good project, and think of the people that you will meet out there. And it wouldn't be just your group, it'd be everybody that's there.
That's a really good idea. And then wear your Rotary shirt.
In Rotary shirt, we'll probably, other clubs will probably be out there too, but
What day is that? Do you know? I'm
I
looking
have it
for
at-
it online, but I don't see it.
I have it at home written down, but I'm not home
Forward
right
it to
now.
me, will you, Elaine? And I'll share
I
it with
sure
the club.
will. Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a good
Oh, I
idea.
see it. International Coastal Cleanup. That's in Florida. Okay, I see it, I think.
I believe it's September. Hottest month of the year.
Yeah, it seems like a good and bad month to clean up the beach. Get rid of it before the hurricane comes, but.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you
send
have
me
the
the
number-
information.
Yeah,
I don't see a date on here, so.
okay, I do have it. 'cause
September
I wrote it down.
16th. September
Okay.
16th.
That's the peak
Alright.
of hurricane season.
All right. That'd be Jen, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to mention the speaker that we had, let's see, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the fishing for trash. That would do the stuff. They're based out of BC, but you know, maybe we could even reach out to them to see. I can't remember if they used to live in Florida or what their connection was to Florida, but maybe we could see if they might be interested in participating in the cleanup as well.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the area.
If your area, if you notice wherever you may live, of a project that's going on that another company or nonprofit is doing, you could join them. And then you can have your Rotary shirt on, and then you can start talking that way too. Or
That's a good idea.
get people to help you, your friends, and say, hey, I've got 4 or 5 people. Would you like us to help you? And then, you know, that starts a conversation.
That's a good way, I think, to do it, because I'm always scared of like hijacking someone else's event.
Oh, no, I'm sure they would love your volunteer time, I'm sure.
Good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So I just posted that beach cleanup on our Facebook page for our club. Oh, now it says page up. Let's see.
Yeah, but I would love to revisit your website when you can, and at least put your newsletter on there of all the good things that you do.
Yeah, we have to get like a person who is assigned to do our social media and web page things. We have to find somebody who is tech savvy to do that and who is willing to do it. I know I'm not, but I really would like to find somebody who would who's able to. And I know Sam has a lot on his plate already. So if there are any volunteers, or you know any volunteers who are tech savvy and know how to do these things and like to do these things, please let me know.
Indeed, I think that's terribly important to update Facebook, and we're on LinkedIn, and I know I haven't put anything, you know, recently on LinkedIn. I have on Facebook, but I'm not at all tech savvy, not in the least, and I wish to God I were. I would do it, but I think piling on with Sam is probably a non-starter. He's just so terribly busy and so generous to us all, you know, with his very limited time. But if there is someone there, I just think that social media is a very good way to go, particularly when we're all over the place. You know, we're so far apart, some of us, that with Yannicka, is she here today? Is she
I
here?
don't think so.
I haven't seen her today, no.
Okay, all right. You know, because she is young, vibrant, and you know, she could probably do some of this with her eyes closed. You know, she is a remarkable young lady to begin with, and I think hungry to become to become involved and to do stuff.
I agree.
And Yannick is in Finland.
How about our friend Gail, who's on this phone? Gail, are you tech savvy at all?
Hey, Gail, how are you?
Pull her in.
She's
She can
saying I
try.
can
Yeah. I know she has trouble with internet in her region, so.
Yeah, she posted in chat.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. I think you're a
Perfect.
wonderful group of people, and I wish I could just meet all of you.
Well, thank you so much for being here, because it was a really interesting talk, very insightful as well. You gave us some very good tips and good pointers and what to look out for and what we can do to improve our members, our member count. So yeah, thank you so much for being here and for helping us out.
Yes,
Well,
thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Elaine. Thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome. So nice to meet you. And I will sign off now.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Hey, Elaine. She's gone. Okay.
I think she's gone. Yeah. What did you want to ask?
I thought she had a remarkable resemblance to Jessica Chastain.
You have a point there. Yeah.
She is a great person. She really is.
Mhm. Good. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the meeting, and everybody who wants to stay on and chat, they can, but I'm just going to stop the recording afterwards so we can just talk about whatever it is we want. And so let's close officially with our motto, service above self.
Above self.
And I'm just going to stop recording.